we'll try.
It's nice that you picked me anyway.
Oh, well, you're just always chatty.
Oh, I know. Well, there's sometimes I'm quiet, but yeah.
No, I just wanted to ask a few questions. I emailed them to you.
Absolutely.
Okay. The first one really is, why did you agree to talk about grief and the grieving process to me, really, a complete stranger?
Well, not just to you, it was over, because it's only 2 years, my daughter, and my sister January, and then recently my brother, and then my other brother in Dublin. So it's like, oh my God, now I've just had a phone call this morning saying that my uncle's just passed away, so there's nobody now in Dublin. Although he was 97, it's just weird. And the reason I agreed is because I didn't know how to grieve. It's only since lockdown I've had lots to think about. And plus I'm at high risk, as you know. I'm just going out today terrified me, but I find it hard sometimes. You come across as very open, even though you don't talk much, and I tend to be quite more open. But I've learned that through nursing, that if I keep it all clammed in, I'm like a Pandora box, it will explode. And that's what's happened since lockdown. I've started to, like an autobiography really, I've started to open up a bit, but this might sound really awful, but maybe you'll understand and listen to it playback, but I feel more grieving for my daughter than I do the others. And I think that's because I gave birth, and you always think that you're going to go first, not your daughter.
What I've learned and what I've read, which isn't that much, is that there's no hard and fast rules about grieving. People try to tell you that you're only supposed to grieve for a certain time, or that person was a certain age, or didn't you expect it to happen? Didn't you expect them to die? I hear lots of things like that, but I don't think there's any hard, fast rules about grieving. No.
And I think some people expect you to. I tried grieving counselling, and it didn't work for me because I think they expect you to act or talk a different way, and they think you've got to burst into tears. I find that a little bit unfrazzled, that they expect you to, oh, really? And I can't do that. My way of expressing my feelings about my daughter is every morning I get up, and I don't mind sharing this with you. I have a scent at the side of me, which is a blanket and a t-shirt that she wore. So it's that way my way of grieving is touching her scent. Even though it's not long ago, I can still smell it.
I've got a similar experience. I can only have lavender in the house, like lavender washing liquid, lavender spray. It's because it was one of my mum's favourites, and anything that's lavender, I'll kind of buy.
Yeah.
But if I pick up the wrong washing powder that's not lavender, I'm like, this isn't right. This just
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm the same. I've got, well, if you look, where I want to be, if I just show you around the house, you'll see flowers all over from the garden, but you'll also see plants and lavender. I've got lavender on my drawers there, look, on the little hearts.
Oh, I've got
they're all filled with, just filled with lavender, because it wasn't my mum, because I didn't know my parents until I was 24. Because I don't know if I briefly mentioned it to Russell or you, that I was in a convent till I was 23 and a half. And so I didn't know my parents very well, so I didn't get that scent from my mum. But my daughter always used to buy me lavender, old-fashioned lavender perfume. And I used to say to her, I said, you want me to have grey hair and crimpling dresses, don't you? She went, no, I don't, Mum. And then eventually she got older, she used to say, you don't act your age, you don't look your age. And, and that's when I realised that she was getting more mature, but she never forgot to buy me perfume with lavender in it.
It's those little things, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's just them little things like, I wish she was here. It's just, when I went out today, outside the hospital, they were selling plants. So I got a lavender plant again today to put in the house. It's just lavender.
Yeah,
so we have something there connected.
There's some lavender growing in the garden, and every time I leave, I pick up some, tear some off and put it in my bag. Yeah. So it's just a nice smell that I've got around. You mentioned about counselling. I actually went to counselling. And to start with, it helped. But it was only for a limited period of time. And I truly understand why it only had to be for a limited period of time. But it seemed like they wanted it all wrapped up in that period of time. And so when that finished, a couple of months later, I wasn't sure what to then do, because I still had these feelings brewing up and in my mind, and all a bit tangled and frazzled, one of a better word. But I didn't have that person to talk to. So it was all right, but then it was like having sweets and then being taken away. You're not allowed those sweets anymore. You haven't got access to that person to talk to.
And that's, I think I tend to agree with you there, because they give you a limited amount of time, and it might be, say, 6 weeks, like a course really. And you think, well, grieving's not a course. And I feel like saying that to some people, but they do it for a reason to help. So it helps some, but it didn't help me, because grieving's not a course. And I tell you what I don't like, when people say, well, it will get easier. And I'm thinking, you're joking. It doesn't get easier for me anyway.
I think it just is different. I know it's different for different people. For me, it's just different. For me, to start with, I couldn't go to certain shops that I always went to with my mum. I just couldn't. So I can go to those shops now, but it's other things that I find more challenging to do that I would do with her, or I did with her. Right. If you could go back in time and have a time machine, what would you say to your daughter?
Stop saying sorry. She used to say sorry all the time. I would say, stop saying sorry, Shannon.
Yeah, I think that's an English thing. I don't know if that's an island, but it's definitely an English thing as well. We apologise for our emotions.
She's half Arabic, it was, but I always say is. Half Arabic, half Irish. So I think a mixture of. But I think she took after her dad for that, because he always used to say it to me, oh, sorry, have I upset you? And sorry. So I think little things like that, if I was in a time capsule, that would definitely be that. Stop, she had no regrets. She told me that right to the end. But she used to say, I'm not sorry. Well, her last words were, I'm not sorry anymore. I'm filling up a bit now, but that it's just, I'm not sorry anymore,
Did that bring you comfort, or?
Yeah, it did actually. It made me realise that she knew it affected me. Because I started to say it, the more she was saying it, because she was a barrister in London, you see, so she'd ring me every day and she'd say, oh, I'm sorry I rang you late, sorry I missed your call, and so I started to, it rubbed off on me, and I'd say, oh, sorry, are you eating, sorry, is your boyfriend there? Oh my God. And then we both used to just giggle at the end of the conversation. It was good, really, but those are the little things, Lydia, that I think everybody misses things like that, but for me personally, those are the touches I miss. And hearing a voice, I miss that deeply.
Do you have her voice
Yeah.
recorded anywhere?
No,
Oh.
and that's what I miss. I wish I had. Yeah, I've got lots of photographs, and I've got videos of her, but there's no sound.
Oh no, can't you like rectify that somehow, or?
Well, I've asked a friend in Ireland who I've sent the reels to, because it was done on an old projection thing. So I've sent them to him, and he's going to see if he can work out how to do it and get it going for me, because that would be amazing if he could do that, just to get sound.
Yeah, I
Because
can.
now you can do it. You can take a picture on your iPhone or whatever phone you've got, and you can just press record, can't you? But when she was born and growing up, we say it was just. I'm not going back to the 20s. I'm not that old.
I didn't say anything like that. Don't like. No, I wouldn't dare. No way.
I know, but it's just like, when I was filming. Well, me and my partner Nero was filming. It was just, oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. We'd film her every movement all the time. And I've got lots and lots of photographs of her as well. Because photographs, I've learned that through doing my photography course. Photographs never lie.
Fair enough.
Because I'm shy. Deep down, it doesn't come across as being shy, but I'm very shy out there. And I think this Zoom thing is all new to me, and it's made me open up more.
It's definitely helped me learn new skills.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Even me. It was so frustrating. Yeah, I like photos as well. I've got lots of black and white photos of my mum and her family. And I just find black and white photos just show more emotions than colour photos.
Let me show you one of my daughter, and it was in an Arabic clothing.
Oh, I worked in Abu Dhabi for a while.
Did you?
Yeah, I know a little bit of Arabic, but not that
much.
Oh, gorgeous.
And I love black and white. And, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, no. And I always find you very, I can't find a good, strong word to use, but...
No,
but you do. You have this heart, and if you're anything like me, you don't like compliments, but you have a heart, and I hope I'm wrong, but you tend to hide that behind yourself because you don't want to open up too much. And with me now, I've learnt to open up a bit, and that's why I did, and I do trust you, because sometimes people don't understand grieving. They don't have a heart, and they don't get it. They go, oh, how are you? And in the next breath, they're talking about themselves. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it happened before my mum died, actually. Like during that period when she was ill, like 4 years ago. But when she died, I became kind of a robot with my emotions. It was like, well, at the funeral, well, of course I've got to act like this because I've got to be strong for this person and this person, or I've got to organise that and that and that. And and part of that still exists within me. So that's why I joined Frazzle, to try and break the robot side of me, to be more in tune with my emotions. So sometimes I am quite selfish when I go up on there, because I want to try and reconnect. I want to make those connections, because I have become quite, not like a robot, like no emotions, but I know I've still got the emotions and they're there somewhere. But I want to try and reconnect because I put them on hold for so long.